Hey there, CIS276. Welcome to session 3. In this session, we are going to cover chapter 4. Chapter 4 takes every chapter we do takes a big leap forward in complexity, and this one is with decisions. Instead of hard coding everything to have to deal with I'm going to say the one alternative there is to something. That's not going to be normal. That's not going to be likely when it is that you are developing a program. Everything in programming is dealing with alternatives to an action. So what happens if this occurs? What happens if something else occurs? And that is going to be the big driver here in chapter 4. So there are, as in every session, there are two parts to this session. The part 1 deals with the end of chapter exercises at the end of chapter 4. The part 2 deals with the challenge problems, that again are in place of quizzing or testing for these particular chapters. One thing I do want to point your attention to is there are demo code samples here in the session 3 part 1 module. Do go through those after you've read through the chapter. Some of them are based directly off of the code that you see there, but all of them deviate from the code that you see there into things that you may find more useful. And the answer to the question is, when do I find these more useful, is at the challenge problems a little bit later on. So that is something to be aware of. So this session is chapter 4. As always, there are two parts: the end of chapter exercises and the challenge problems. As always, if and when you have any questions, be sure not to wait. Be sure to shoot me a message, and where possible, do that with a code sample so that I can get back to you a more directed answer as opposed to a generic one. So have at it, 276.